Once upon a time, in a far-off kingdom, there lived a skilled blacksmith named Tony Stark. He was a kind and compassionate man, loved by all who knew him for his generosity and his ability to create beautiful and intricate objects from iron. However, Tony's peaceful life was about to be shattered. A powerful sorcerer, known only as the Mandarin, had risen to power and was using his dark magic to terrorize the kingdom and its people. The king and his army were powerless against the sorcerer's might, and it seemed that all was lost. But Tony, driven by a desire to protect his people and his home, set out to find a way to defeat the sorcerer. He traveled to the home of an old wizard who had long been rumored to possess great wisdom and knowledge. The wizard listened to Tony's plight, and seeing the blacksmith's determination and courage, agreed to help him. He taught Tony the secrets of creating magical armor, which would grant him the power to stand against the sorcerer. Tony worked tirelessly, pouring all of his skill and knowledge into the creation of the armor. And finally, it was ready. He donned the suit, feeling its power coursing through his veins, and set out to face the sorcerer. Along the way, he met a brave princess, who had also been searching for a way to defeat the Mandarin. She joined Tony on his quest, and together they journeyed to the sorcerer's stronghold. The final battle was long and fierce, but in the end, Tony's magical armor proved to be the key to victory. He defeated the sorcerer, saving his kingdom and its people from certain doom. From that day on, Tony Stark was known as Iron Man, the hero who had saved his kingdom from the dark sorcerer, and he lived happily ever after, with the gratitude and admiration of his people and the love of the brave princess by his side. Tony returned to his kingdom as a hero, hailed by all for his bravery and his defeat of the sorcerer. He was welcomed back by the king and the people with great fanfare, and was even offered the hand of the princess in marriage. Tony accepted the offer, and the two were married in a grand ceremony, with all the people of the kingdom in attendance. They ruled the kingdom together, with Tony using his knowledge and skills to improve the lives of the people, and the princess using her wisdom and compassion to guide and protect them. Tony's suit of magical armor became a symbol of hope and protection for the people, and it was said that as long as Iron Man stood, the kingdom would always be safe. Years passed, and Tony and the princess had children of their own. They grew to be strong and capable, and it was clear that they would one day take over the rule of the kingdom. Tony saw that his kingdom was in good hands, and he knew that he could retire, knowing that his legacy would live on. In his old age, Tony decided to pass on his knowledge of ironworking and magic to his children, so that they could continue to protect the kingdom in his stead. He also passed on his suit of magical armor, which they would use to defend the kingdom in times of need. Tony Stark, aka Iron Man, lived a long and fulfilling life, and was remembered by all as a great hero and a wise ruler. His fairy tale stories serve as an inspiration for many generations to come. His kingdom prospered, and the people lived in peace and prosperity, as long as the Iron Man legacy was kept alive by his descendants. Tony Stark, now known as Iron Man, and his wife the princess, ruled the kingdom for many years. They were loved by the people, and their rule was just and fair. They made sure to keep the kingdom safe from all dangers, both external and internal, and the kingdom prospered. Tony's reputation as a hero and a wise ruler spread far and wide, and other kingdoms began to seek his counsel and advice. He became a respected leader among the kingdoms, and his kingdom became a center of peace, trade, and culture. As they grew older, Tony and the princess decided to pass on their throne to their children. They had 3 sons and 2 daughters. All of them were well-educated, kind-hearted, and ready to take on the responsibilities of ruling the kingdom. Tony's eldest son, James, inherited his father's suit of magical armor and his knowledge of ironworking and magic. He became the new Iron Man and continued to defend the kingdom from all threats. The other children also took on important roles in the kingdom, each using their unique talents and abilities to contribute to the welfare of the people. Tony and the princess retired, content in the knowledge that their kingdom was in good hands. They spent their remaining years traveling the kingdom, meeting with the people, and sharing their wisdom and experience. As they grew older, Tony and the princess passed away, but their legacy lived on. James and his siblings continued to rule the kingdom with justice and compassion, and the kingdom remained a peaceful and prosperous place for many years to come. Tony Stark, the blacksmith who became Iron Man, was remembered by all as a great hero, a wise ruler, and a loving father. His fairy tale story served as an inspiration for many generations to come, and his kingdom prospered as long as the Iron Man legacy was kept alive by his descendants.